All right, what's up everybody? Welcome in. Little late night listing live. I'm not going to take photos tonight because it's already too late. Joey just went to bed, so I was going to hop on a little earlier and do some photos, but he took a little bit longer to go to bed tonight, so we're just going to get some drafts completed over on Nifty. So I already have 35 drafts ready to go, so I plan to just price these while I hang out with you guys, and you guys can ask questions and kind of see the backgrounds of me drafting items, because usually I take photos at night, but tonight got on a little bit late. Tomorrow night and for the rest of this week, on nights that I'm going to do photo lives, my goal is to get on live by 8 p.m. So that way I can be on live for like an hour before Kayla goes to bed. So you guys might see me hop on live a little bit earlier, and then I'll be able to do the photo session with you guys, and it'll be an earlier time. So by the way, if my screen is lagging, I apologize. My computer for some reason is running very, very slow right now. So I gotta make sure after this live I go through and clean some stuff out of it, delete some videos and stuff that I have on this computer that might cause it to go a little faster, or it might be time to upgrade this computer because it's been running pretty slow over the last couple weeks. I can always try to do a live from my laptop too. What's up, Lily? What's up, Juliet? But yeah, if it lags for whatever reason, I can't control it. It's just running really slow. Even like loading pages. I was loading eBay pages earlier and loading Nifty pages. For some reason, the computer's just running like super slow. So I don't know. This computer's like 4 or 5 years old. It shouldn't be running this slow at this point, but I think it's just because I have too many videos and too many photos on it. So how many listings do you post today? So over the last week, since like Tuesday of last week, we really haven't posted anything because we went on vacation on Tuesday, came back on Friday, set up for the Whatnot show, and basically didn't do any work. And then we went and the volume's low. It's because I don't have a mic set up right now, so you might have to turn me up a little bit. I can always set up a mic too, but we haven't listed consistently in like a week. I didn't list anything today because my store is on a sale right now, and if I list, then the items that I list will automatically go on sale, and I have some really good stuff. I've been kind of peeking TJ Maxx and Marshalls for the last couple weeks. You guys will see a lot of the stuff that I've been picking up on this live, so if you want to see that, hang out. But I don't want to put that stuff live yet until tomorrow because I don't want it to go on sale automatically. So I didn't list anything today, but I will be listing stuff tomorrow. Start the 20 listings per day. That's typically what we do. I'm going to plug in the mic really quick, so I might go out for a second. Once I get this hooked up, then you guys will be able to hear me a little bit better. All right, that should be in. And now let me switch my mic over to this mic. Okay, you guys should be able to hear me a little bit better now. I got my hair cut too, chat. All right, now you should be able to hear me a little bit better, mic'd up. But yeah, we're just gonna flip the screen. We're gonna list some items tonight. Again, I was gonna try to get on earlier, but Joe Bro decided to stay awake. I thought for sure he'd go to sleep early tonight because he was at school today and he looked tired when he got home, but he was just playing in his bedroom. So like I said, tomorrow night I'm trying to get on earlier at like 8 p.m. and do a live for like an hour. So from 8 to 9 I'll do a live and I'll do some listings and photo and all that stuff. So listing a suit jacket, what pictures and measurements do you need to be included? Thanks for your help. Watch your shows. Appreciate you watching, Chelsea. I actually just sold a suit, so I'll show you exactly what I measured. This is on the old photo setup, so you'll see it's the flat lay setup, but you'll see all the photos that I took for the measurements. So let me go over to the actual sale. Let me go into the listing and I'll show you how I did my photos so you can see exactly what I did. All right, let me share this page with you. Much better, yeah. Sorry about that. You usually put the mic on, but I forgot. All right, suit jacket. This is a Charles Terwitt, by the way. I told you guys this is the one that I found in the last Goodwill Meta Glasses video. By the way, I might be switching those videos. I'm thinking about buying a new camera, and if I do, it'll still be a close-up view. But I'm thinking about getting the Osmo Pocket 3, and that way you guys can actually like see a lot better, and I'll be mic'd up as well. So that way you guys can hear me instead of hear all the background noise at thrifting. So I'm thinking about buying that camera tomorrow. It is pretty expensive, but I think the upgrade is needed for those thrifting videos. And then I'll probably film one on Wednesday or Thursday. I don't know yet. But anyways, this is the Charles Terwitt that I picked up. I think it was at Goodwill. I think I paid like $10 for this. I can't remember. But there's full front, full back. I take the inside of the suit. I take a photo of the buttons to show the buyer that it has all the buttons, inside tags, tag, And then the measurements, I do a pit to pit. So there's your pit to pit right there. Close-up view, so the person knows exactly how far this pit to pit is. Obviously, the person knows that this is a pit to pit measurement. You can always zoom out a little bit, but this is enough for the buyer to know that's pit to pit. There's your top to bottom, so it's 31 inches top to bottom, and then I do a sleeve measurement too. So it's from the shoulder, the seam of the shoulder, down to the bottom of the cuff, and that will be my sleeve measurement. And obviously this person knows that this is a sleeve because there's the buttons that I took earlier right there, so it's pretty obvious. If somebody messaged me and said, hey, what's the sleeve measurement, then I'd be able to tell them go to the last photo. But yeah, pit to pit, top to bottom, and sleeve is what I do. You could always take like an upper and lower of the suit too. So you take where the chest measurement is and then the bottom. Some people like that, but if anybody asked me for that measurement, I would just take that and send a message with the measurement. But that's how we do our measurements for our suits. All right, let's head over to Nifty really quick. I'm just gonna be loading in prices in the background. This is what I was planning to do anyway, so I figured I'd just hop on live and do it with you guys. All this stuff is mostly brand new with tag stuff, except for these three right here, because that's what I loaded in last night during the live. And basically what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be loading in prices for all this stuff. So I'll probably go out of order a little bit. Again, most of the stuff you're gonna see right here is stuff that I picked up at TJ Maxx and Marshalls. It's not yellow tag event. I've seen so many posts from people saying like, go out, it's yellow tag event, hurry and get the stuff. It is not yellow tag event yet. I went to 3 TJ Maxx and Marshalls today. There was 0 yellow tags out. No employees were marking down inventory. It could possibly happen tomorrow, but I'm thinking it's probably going to happen in the next 2 weeks. It's not going to happen anytime soon. So if you've seen those videos online of the people telling you guys to go to TJ Maxx for the yellow tags, they're not out yet. But there are some good red tag prices. You can still grab some stuff if you don't want to wait for the yellow tags. I grabbed these like last week when I was in Orlando, so I wasn't going to come back anytime soon, so I figured I'd just grab all these while I was there. So, and you'll notice some of these photos are from the old setup too. So these are all from the new setup that Kayla took today, and then we have the old setup photos. I'm not going to go through and rephoto those. I think they're fine the way they look. So let's go ahead and start editing some of these listings really quick. Kayla took all these photos today, so we just loaded these into Nifty, and then Nifty created the prices for us, or created the listing for us, and all I have to do is throw in the price. I'm just gonna make sure everything is good. It's a 2XB, new with tags. You don't got to put NWT at the back. Never put NWT. I'm actually telling Nifty to not put NWT in the listing because I never put NWT in the listing. Everything else looks good. They're a pair of fleece joggers. I forgot what I paid for these. I think I paid like 20 bucks for these, and I only found one pair. But these are always good to pick up if you ever find the big and tall joggers. They sell really, really well. I don't know what I'm gonna price these at. What's up, thrifting to thrive? Let's go over to eBay because I don't know what I'm gonna price these at. Polo, Ralph Lauren, fleece, joggers, men's, and I'm gonna filter for new attack. I'm thinking probably $59.99 for these, but I'll see. These aren't probably gonna sell super fast either. They're probably gonna sit for a little bit, but that's okay because winter's right around the corner. Please talk to us about your post on the postage decision you made to give the buyer the cost. What made you do that versus set price? So I'm actually thinking about changing it to. That's a good question. I'll answer that question. Just give me 1 second. Let me figure out what I'm gonna price these at. See, I was thinking this, $59.99 is what I was gonna think. That's a crazy price. That's special. That's special. It's a normal pair of joggers. These are selling for $89, but these have the cargo pockets. This is more what I have, but just in red. So I think $59.99 is what I'm gonna price those at. Man, I had some peanuts before I started the live, and I can feel them in my throat. All right. $59.99. I'm gonna put the shipping to the jeans, and they're a 3XB. I don't know if Poshmark has 3XB for. Do they have 3XB? No, I'm just gonna keep it at 3XL. This should be tall, and again, I don't know that the 3XB. Oh, they do. 3XB for eBay. Men's. Everything else looks good. Everything else looks good. Everything else looks good. Big 3X in the right spot. 3XL is fine for Depop, and that one is ready to be listed. So I just click ready to list, and now tomorrow, once I do all of these on live, I'm going to schedule all these out to be listed tomorrow, but I'll wait till I get done with that. So Jan asked a good question.
Why did I switch to passing the discount on to the buyer? If you watch my live from this morning, I noticed that some of the buyers, if I'm shipping to anywhere from Florida to around California, all the prices are astronomically higher than they used to be. Like shipping from Florida to Cali like a week or two ago, usually it'd be like around $8 to $9 for an 11-ounce shirt, but now it's like almost $11. So it's $2 more, which in shipping costs is pretty crazy because an 11-ounce shirt shipping for $11 almost is $1 per ounce. And those buyers, when I was buying my labels, um, I was paying only like $6 or $7 for the label. So I'm like, I could save the buyer $4, and it would maybe convert to more sales. So for the easy switch, I just gave the discount to the buyers. But I am considering doing flat rate shipping. So basically, flat rate shipping, what I would do is I would charge like probably like around $6 to $7 for anything that weighs around 11 ounces. Anything that's a pound or more, I'd probably charge a little bit more than that, maybe $1 or two more. And then that would be flat rate to the buyers. So if I ship close, I'll probably make a little bit. I'll definitely make a little bit of money on a close item that's shipped like Florida to Florida. But Florida to California, I might lose a little bit of money. But overall, I'll make money on all of my sales. So that's probably what I'll do is a flat rate shipping. But for now, for the easy switch, it's just one setting that you go in and you change on eBay. There was a couple people that were asking about this earlier today too. The way you change it is you go over to My eBay up here. You click on that. You don't click on any of the drop down options. You just click on My eBay. Then you come over to Account. And then you scroll down to Shipping Preferences. And then once you're on Shipping Preferences, you go over here to Carrier Rate Settings and you change it to eBay discounted rates. There's a few options for this. So this is what you usually have if you don't pass the discounted rates on. This is what you have if you pass the discounted rates on. So for the time being, just for a quick switch, I decided to go with that option. But I will probably do flat rate shipping, but I have to take some time to look at it. I also want to test this out for a little bit to see if I see an increase in sales. I did this before a couple months ago and I didn't see an increase in sales, but due to the fact that shipping prices are so freaking high right now for buyers, and I don't think they're going to come down anytime soon because usually they actually raise it a little bit more around Christmas time. They usually have a Christmas hike too. That if I can just give myself a little bit of an edge during this period of time and just pass the discount on to the buyer, maybe lose a little bit of money that I usually would make, but make more sales to win overall, because that's the thing. You need to be making more sales. And I also explained this earlier this morning too. I went on vacation. I came back from vacation and I had one day where I had no sales on eBay. That hasn't happened for over 2 years on my account. So I thought it was because I was on vacation mode, but then looking at sale prices and looking at what buyers were paying for shipping, I was like, maybe it's because the shipping's too high because they just adjusted it while we were pretty much on vacation. It was just before we went on vacation. So maybe that's why I was having slower sales. And then I almost had 2 days in a row with no sales. And again, I haven't gone a day without sales for over 2 years, and I almost went 2 days in a row with no sales. So it could be the vacation mode thing, but it also could be the increase in shipping, and buyers don't want to pay $11 to ship a $31 shirt. Like it ends up being $45 after all said and done. It's kind of expensive. So can you show how to schedule a listing on Nifty? Yeah, I can show you. So on Nifty, easy. Instead of posting it, you got a second option. So let's say I do a bunch of these, but right now I don't have these ready to go. So I'm just going to hit this button right here. I'm going to click on the listing and then hit publish. And then I'll press this button right here. It says publish on a later date and time. And then you'll go through and you'll select what day you want to publish it. So it's like tomorrow. I want this to go live tomorrow at 10 a.m. So that one is now scheduled for tomorrow at 10 a.m. It says it right there. Easy peasy. You can do bulk too. So if you had all of these ready to go, and I'll do it later in the live, I'll select multiple of these and I can schedule them all at the same time to go live tomorrow at 10 a.m. So yeah. I know it's almost time. What's up, Kim? It's almost time to list fall and winter stuff. It's right around the corner. I'm in Arizona and get a lot of East Coast buyers and they will pay an outrageous amount. I find myself giving a small refund at times. Yeah, that's why I might change the flat rate. I do want to make a little bit on shipping because it does help with shipping costs and things like that. It also helps if I make a mistake every once in a while on shipping that I make a little bit. So if I do make a mistake, it's okay. But for right now, I think just passing that discounted rate on to the buyers is what I'm going to do. It's an easy fix. It takes you a couple seconds to do that, and then you can give yourself some time to think about what your next move is going to be. Look how nice these photos look, by the way. In the light box, super nice. I need to turn up the light a little bit though. I'm noticing it's a little gray around the outsides. So I need to turn the lights up because there's a little button I can turn up to make the lights a little higher. Because right here, the lighting on the bottom is good. The lighting on the top is just a little bit too gray for what I like. So I need to change that. When I take photos tomorrow, I'll go through and change that. But yeah, somebody was asking yesterday about the photo box. A lot of people are asking about measurements. You can do measurements inside the photo box. As you can see, Kayla took measurements right inside the photo box when this item was hanging, and she took it top to bottom. Super easy to do, so you don't need to lay the item down. There is space in the bottom of the box to do that if you need to. Yeah, there's space on the bottom of the box. I've been given a partial refund if they overpay for more than $3. There you go. That's good customer service. Your dad is mad at you for ripping his workout. What in the world are you talking about, Surfs? Surfs, are you okay? Are you what are you doing? Are you drinking again? No drinking and driving, Surfs. No drinking and being on the internet. Just kidding. Surfs doesn't drink. He never drinks. All right, this is a Polo Ralph Lauren shirt. Again, grab this at TJ Maxx. There was only one of these at the multiple stores I went to in Orlando, so this is a pretty good find. It's like an all-over tennis racket, and it's got like bikes and everything. It's a really nice Polo Golf Ralph Lauren shirt. This one I'm going to price probably high again. It's probably going to be $59.99 best offer because I can see with the pattern of that, somebody's going to like it and probably pick it up for full price. This is men's clothing. Everything else looks good. I'm gonna keep on best offer for this one. Everything else looks good. That one's ready to list. Think about the options, so that helps get your thoughts on it. Yeah, you can do. I would suggest do some research, try some things out, see if it works better, what works better for you. And you might end up doing something different than I do. You might end up doing free shipping. You might be like, hey, I'll just put the cost into my item and do free shipping. That's perfectly fine too. Everybody can run their business differently. That's the best part about this. You don't have to do it the same way that somebody else does. Men's S, that's what I'll do. So this is good. I need to look these up too. Men's FootJoy Golf Vest. Again, right now it's probably going to not be a great seller. Because it's the middle of summer, but come wintertime, I bet you these sell really fast and really well. So if you find these out there, you might want to grab them and just hold on to them. Right around 40 is what I thought. I forget what I paid for these. I think I paid like 20. Most of these I picked up for right around 20. 50, 50, 50. There's basically the same thing I have, but it's a different color. I'm probably going to list mine a little higher than sold comps. There's this exact same one, 42. So these people are selling for 40. It's $39.99. I'm probably gonna list mine for $44.99 because I don't mind holding on to mine for a little bit and waiting for winter to come around. So $44.99. Shipping preferences. This is 15 ounces. FootJoy going into the men's category. Did I change the photos? I did. Men's category. Style is a vest. They don't probably have that under. Why is it under golf shoes? Nope, that's the wrong category. Nifty made a boo-boo. Men's should be under clothing and accessories. Where's clothing? Clothing and accessories. Clothing, shoes, accessories. Men's clothing, jackets and vests. This should be under a vest. Is there not a vest under here? I guess it really doesn't matter. Just put quilted for now. That's fine. Everything else looks good. Everything else looks good. Oh, I put it in golf apparel. That's why. Put it in golf apparel. I don't list my stuff in golf apparel if it is technically golf apparel. I'll just put it in the men's category. All right, that one's good. Slide back over to the next one. Your dad built your old photo station. Oh yeah. You ripped it outside. I know. I did rip it out. I don't think he'll mind. I think this one looks a lot better. Looks better. I like using DJI for photos of products. Nice. I'm thinking about getting the Osmo. I've been looking at that one, and there's another DJI camera too, but I don't like the GoPro feel. I actually like how the DJI works. Like, I've been watching a bunch of reviews on it, and I think I'm going to go with it. It is quite expensive. I wish I would have bought it a couple months ago before tariffs hiked up the price, but yeah, I think I'm going to go with it. I like it. I like how it films. I've been watching a bunch of reviews to see how other people like it too. So I'm gonna list this one for $34.99. It's a men's 3XLT Ralph Lauren shirt. It's a good one. Listed a little bit higher with best offer. This one's actually a 15-ounce shirt. Change that to 15 ounces. The size is a 3XLT. One thing about Nifty is it doesn't put big and tall sizes into the right size, so you have to always make sure you're going through, like 3X is not technically right. You need to go down and put this into 3XLT. It's just a little easy fix. But again, AI is not going to be perfect, so you got to make sure you go through and check those kind of things out. I did put 3XLT up here, right? Yeah, it did. Best offer, I'm going to leave that on. Everything else looks good. It's not a big 3X, it's a 3XLT, so I'm going to put that like that. And I'm going to talk to her about this, make sure it's put in the right size. This I don't think has 3XLT, so we'll just have to keep that at 3X. And that one's good. Did I change the photos? I did. We're good to go. Pocket 2 here, nice. Yeah, obviously I'm going to go with the Pocket 3 because it's the newest one. And I don't think they're going to come out with another one for a little bit, so I think I'm good to upgrade. I have a GoPro, so I'm probably just going to sell my GoPro and get the Pocket 3. $24.99. Is this a 501? It's a 559. I'm going to do $22.99. $22.99. These are jeans. Levi's 34. They're going into the men's category. No best offer because they're under 25 bucks. And then everything else looks good. I always forget if I change my photos. That's the one thing I always forget to do. It's going to be my new cover photo. How I take my jeans cover photo. And that's the second photo. That one's ready to list. Somebody asked earlier again, how do you schedule listings? So again, if you want to schedule multiple listings out, you go like here and then you hit publish later. This one I'm going to publish tomorrow at 10 a.m. So we'll put 10 o'clock, right? That's tomorrow, right? The 22nd, yeah. 10 o'clock a.m. Hit submit. Now all of those are ready to be scheduled. They're scheduled to be listed. Also, these will automatically list to all 4 platforms that I have set up. So they'll cross list to eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, and Depop automatically. So yeah, schedule them out and you're good to go. This one I noticed it put the wrong size in here. I'm not sure why. Did I do a good photo of this? Oh, it's probably because it's sideways. See that? Couldn't read that 4XB, the AI. So it put 4XG because that's what the second one says. So I'm gonna put 4XB in there. And this one, again, I'm gonna do $34.99 because it's a big and tall size. It's a good one. 15 ounces. This is gonna be 4XLB. I don't know if they have a 4XLB on Poshmark. So I'm just gonna stick it to 4XL, keep it there. It's gonna be men's. It's not a 4X, it's a 4XLB. I don't know why it puts it in that wrong size. Big 4X. Everything else is good. Good. That's fine because I don't think there's a 4XB on Mercari either. Is there? Yeah, there is. 4XB right there. And then this one has to stay the same because there's no 4XB. And oh, I forgot to change my photo. See, I told you guys I was going to do it and I went ahead and did it. This is going to go here. This is going to go here. That's going to go there. And now that's ready to be listed. Just update it and go back. My sales have picked up since Thursday. I'm taking better photos. I must be getting better at sourcing choices. Everything recently sold was new listings. Nice. That is a good sign. That's a really good sign. Yeah, better photos will definitely help. I think taking better photos definitely will help. See, this is the older table. I wish I could retake these. I don't know if I am or not. This one did have a small flaw on it too. I told Kayla that she should have left the tags on it. We could have returned that item, but she took the tags off, so it's too late for that. All right, this is a red Van Lee polo shirt. It's a good brand. These are going to be saturated a little bit over the next couple months because these are at TJ Maxx and Marshalls, and I'm sure they're going to go yellow tag. But I don't mind holding on to it. Polo shirt. And we're going to go down to new. And I already looked these up when I grabbed them at TJ Maxx, but I forget what I was going to price these at. This is probably where I'm going to price mine, $44.99. That's a really good photo, by the way, too. Really good photo. See how everybody else does their photos like this? When you set yourself out and you do your photos like this, it just changes the way people look at your listing. I think I'm gonna do $44.99. That's where most of the better ones are listed. So we will do that. $44.99. All my photos. Oh, this one has a flaw in it though, so I'm probably gonna do $39.99. Copy this really quick. So this is like new. Do that. $39.99. I wouldn't have picked this up if I saw that flaw. I would have left it behind, but I didn't see it until we got home. Kayla saw it. So I would have left this behind for sure. All right, this is all good. That red Vanley probably isn't in Mercari. Yeah, there's no red Vanley, so we're not going to put that in. Also, it's probably not in Depop either. So this listing is ready to go. And then we'll go back. In your experience, when's the best day to go out sourcing for good stock? Good question. My answer to that is your area is different than my area, so you have to go out and just check and see. Your Goodwills might have they might get a lot of good stuff in on the weekends, but they don't, their employees don't sort through that stuff until Monday afternoon. So the best time to go is like Tuesday morning, because that's when they start stocking that stuff. And then other stores, they might start processing that stuff immediately, like right when they get it in on Saturday after everybody did their garage sale and they just dump all their stuff at Goodwill. They might have a whole team that just starts grabbing that stuff and pricing it and putting it out. So my suggestion is just go to thrift stores in your area. Also, the for-profit thrift stores, a lot of them do different sales days. So you'll go on Wednesday, for example, red, white, and blue, they do a different sale day. Monday's another tag that's clearance. Friday is like 2 extra tags that are clearance. So it really just depends on your area, depends on your stores. I would go to them frequently and also ask employees, like, when do you guys do markdowns and things like that? And that might help you find the best day to go. Just know that the days that they have the best markdowns are usually the days when most people go, so you will have more competition, but you also get better discounts. I got a whole bunch of brand new dress shirts that you can possibly sell. Nice. You can always reach out to me, just as long as the brands are good. I get probably DM'd at least once per day, once every other day. I got DM'd earlier today with somebody who wants to bulk sell a bunch of clothing to me, but most of the time, I'll tell you 99% of the time, it's usually brands that I don't sell. People think that just because the item's brand new with tags means it's going to sell, and I have to be the bad guy and tell them, like, sorry, I don't want your items, because they're not brands that move well. So you can always feel free to DM me if you feel like you have an opportunity for me to buy off you, but 99% of the time, I'm going to probably pass on your stuff. Yeah, that's just me being realistic. Surfaces, you're still here. What's up, bro? Hi, everybody. Shout out to Ohio. Don't encourage him to stay here, please. He can leave. When is the yellow tag sale? Yellow tag sale is not happening yet. I've seen so many videos. There's somebody with like 4 million views on TikTok right now telling everybody that yellow tag sale has started. I went to 3 different TJ Maxx and Marshalls today. I went in the beginning of the day after I got done shipping, and I went again at the end of the night just to see if they started marking things down. There are 0 yellow tags. A lot of these people that are telling people that the yellow tag event has happened have never shopped the yellow tag event before. They saw some post on their Reddit or their group that they're in, and they're like, yellow tags have started. I went today. There's no yellow tags, so I would highly suggest not running out to go find them. There is a chance they can start marking down later on this week, but for right now, no stores. And it's nationwide, so whenever the yellow tag event happens, it happens all over the United States. And you will start seeing yellow tags on the first day when they start marking stuff down. So just keep that in mind. I think a lot of those are just clickbait, just to get views and stuff like that. I plan to make a full YouTube video. I actually have a video on the yellow tag clearance event from last year on my YouTube channel right now. You guys want to go look at it. And it gives you a lot of tips to the yellow tag event. And it also shows the haul from the yellow tag event. We show everything that we grabbed in that yellow tag event. But my YouTube video is... Hold on, let me go back to my page. I'm going to share the video with you guys. How do I get to my channel? I don't even know how to do this. From here. Whatever, I'm just going to do my YouTube studio. Watch this video. I'm gonna put it in the chat. This will go over last year's yellow tag event. It was a good one. It was definitely a good one. How do I share this from here? There we go. Get shareable link. Beautiful. This is the yellow tag video. It is currently in the chat. Watch that video, that's from last year. Took packages to the post office and they had a long line forming. Someone came out from behind the counter and tried to make me scan my package at the machine. I mentioned not wanting to use the machine, and wanting an employee to scan the packages. Scan my packages in at the machine. I mentioned that. Hold on. Scan the packages to count as an official scan. Went back and forth, and they were in total disbelief and tried telling me that the machine was the exact same as having employees scan the packages, but the machine literally says it's not an official scan. Yes, at the bottom there's a disclaimer. It says it's not an official scan. You did a good job. Sometimes managers are just trying to make the line move faster, and they will tell you anything to get you to just drop them at the machine. Just know if you do that, nine times out of 10, you're, and then probably more than that, 99 times out of 100, you're perfectly fine. There's not going to be any issues with that. But if there's ever an issue, if you scan the package at the machine, you put it in the drop chute, and then nobody scans it after that, if you tried to file a claim on that package, they would decline it because that is not an official scan. That is from the kiosk, and the reason they do that is somebody could walk up and scan their package and say they dropped it off and walk out the front door with it. They don't have anybody monitoring that machine. They don't have any like cameras watching as you do it, not in most cases. So yeah, it doesn't count as an official scan. So wait in line, just have them scan it, or bring the manager over and tell them, read that little bottom line down there and tell them what it means. Because most of the managers are like newer. A lot of them are newer people, and they don't really know what they're talking about. I messaged them. They built an AI template on posh sizing, so they would fix it someday. Nice, good. I'll message her again. I'm supposed to be doing a live with her pretty soon too, so you guys can do like requests like that to her and ask her to change some things. I did a yard sale and donated, then went inside to look at my stuff. Was on the cart coming out already. Yeah, so some places will do that immediately. Other places, they're understaffed and it takes them like a couple days to get that stuff out. So always just check your areas. There'll be one really good Goodwill that's good about that, and then right down the street another Goodwill. It takes forever to get the new product out, so it all depends on the store. Tag changes here. Tag changes change here on Tuesday. Yeah, that's usually what happens here too. That's why when people are saying today's the day, I was like, I don't think so. It usually starts midweek, and they'll start marking down on Tuesday, but the best days to go are like Wednesday, Thursday, because they've already got halfway around the store, and they don't mind you walking up and having you scan the tags to mark them down. If they just start, it's kind of annoying for them to like have people walking up every 5 minutes and scan this tag. It's supposed to be marked down. So I always wait usually till Wednesday to start popping out and checking all the stuff. Probably already talked about this, but yellow tag didn't happen today at TJ Maxx Day. No, everybody was all about it on social media today, but it didn't happen today. No, I went to multiple stores, didn't happen. Finally figured out how to schedule in Nifty, and I think it's missing a step, not obvious, is you have to toggle and ready to list button at the top of each item before you go back and list. I don't think you have to do that, but I did it anyway. I always do it. If you just watch me do a couple just now, I always put ready to list. I'll go down and finish them all. Usually I didn't do it on this live because I want to show people how it works, but I'll do all 20 of them that I'm going to do for the next day, and then I'll go ahead and publish all of them, schedule all of them for the next day. But I always did that, so I didn't know if that it didn't work if you didn't do that, but just do that. It's an easy step. Scored like new Montclair jacket today. Let's go. I've never found legit Montclair. I found Montclair before, but it ended up being fake. So just make sure it's real, because those are highly faked. It's a very, very expensive, higher end like jacket, snowboarding, like that kind of brand. Puffer jackets. They're really, really expensive. I think some of them retail for like over $1,000 in some cases. So just make sure you have a new one or a real one. So I just need to be a consignor because I feel like nobody buys from newbies. No, people will buy from you. Just make sure it's legit. Make sure it's legit, because those are highly faked. Sorry if you answered this earlier today, but are you going to go back to your old measurement ways? No, I'm still going to do measurements. I showed this earlier. Hold on. What listing was it? This one right here. So this is how we're doing measurements. We're still doing it the same way. I'm still going to put them in there because it works well doing this way. Oh, it's already edited. I can't edit this. Whoops. These are old listings, so I can't show you, but we're still taking photos of our measurements. So I don't know if you can see right here. This is a pit-to-pit measurement and a top-to-bottom measurement on this polo. I can't click on it because this is already scheduled. But pit-to-pit, top-to-bottom, you just take them inside the light box, or on the bottom of the light box behind me. If you can see, there's space on the bottom right there, so I can lay a shirt flat and take my measurements if I want to on the bottom. So we're still going to include them in our photos. It just takes a couple extra seconds. The flat lay setup is quicker. This setup gives you way better photos, in my opinion. So If you go every day, you'll know. Yeah, I'm probably not going to go tomorrow. We're going to go thrifting tomorrow. I don't feel like stopping at a TJ Maxx tomorrow. Do you sell any Bugatti or Eaton shirts? Eton, I don't know how to pronounce that. How's the market for those brands? Bugatti, I do pick up polos. I don't pick up dress shirts unless they're super cheap and have like a crazy pattern like Robert Graham shirts. For example, let me see. Did I sell this on eBay? Let me check really quick. I know I just sold a Bugatti shirt, but I forget what platform I sold it on. I think it was eBay. Yeah, it was eBay. I just picked this up in a recent Goodwill thrift trip video. This is a men's Bugatti shirt, but it's an all over like crazy print. You notice how the print is just absolutely insane. That's why I picked this one up. If it was just a plain pattern, not too crazy, I would leave those behind usually, unless they're super duper cheap. If I'm at the bins, I mean, I'd pick them up at the bins. This one sold for $40 and it sold really, really quick. I just picked this one up. So yeah, I pick up those. When it comes to Eton shirts, however you pronounce it, I don't know how you pronounce it, but I don't pick those up unless they're super cheap, because they usually sell between $20 to $25 unless they're linen. If they're 100% linen, you're going to get more money for them. I think I just sold one of them too recently. Again, I don't remember what platform I sold it on. Yeah, I didn't sell it on eBay. I think I sold it on Posh or something, but maybe I can look in Nifty. I know I just sold one. Dashboard, no, analytics. Let me see where this one sold. No, that's not it. Maybe I haven't sold it yet. No, I haven't sold it yet. It's still listed. But the linen ones do very, very well. Other than that, I wouldn't pick those up unless they're super cheap. Don't you just let the carrier pick up? Me, yes. Somebody was saying that they went into they went into the post office and the manager was telling them that they to go to the kiosk and get a scan, and they were telling the manager like, hey, I want to get my scan because it doesn't count if I go to the kiosk. We leave them at the front door. My mailman's awesome. He scans all my packages in at the front door. That counts as a pickup scan because he is physically scanning those in. So yeah, you can unschedule a Nifty and edit. Yeah, I don't want to unschedule though. I want to leave it scheduled. But they saw that we're still doing our measurements from the photos. So yeah. All right, let me do a couple more and then I'll head off and I'll finish doing all these later. You guys can kind of see the retail that I'm picking up right now. Picking up a lot of retail. Right now is going to be a good retail season to pick up a lot of goodies. So if you're out there, out and about, you're going to TJ Maxx and Marshalls, it's a good time to grab those. There's other stores. I think Kohl's is doing a discount, but I don't really find too much at Kohl's. So I usually pass on grabbing stuff at Kohl's. This is a Vineyard Vines. It's an on-the-go performance shirt. Good one to look out for, the OTG. You look for that, on-the-go performance. It is a size small, which is not the best size to pick up, but the on-go performance will definitely help this sell. Let's look this one up really quick on eBay. Again, I looked these up when I was in store, but I forget what these were because I grabbed these like last week. Vines, on-the-go, long sleeve, plaid. All right. We're going to filter for new, because obviously this is brand new. And then we're going to filter for sold and see what they're selling for. $29.99 is way too low for, this is obviously not brand new either. It doesn't even have the tags on it. They listed this as brand new. It doesn't even have the tags. $39.99, that's about what I was thinking to list this for. $39.99, $29, $59 still in the bag, $49 best offer, $37.39. I think $39.99 is a good price for this one. So we'll go back over to Nifty. And that's what we're going to price it at, $39.99. Let me put men's in the title. Whoops. Men's small. Everything else looks good. $39.99. Shipping preferences, 11 ounces. All this looks good. This is going to be in the men's category. This should also, I guess it wouldn't work because everybody has different categories. I was going to say Nifty should automatically put that in, but everybody has different categories, so it wouldn't be able to tell you which category to go in. That one's ready to list. Did I move the photos? I did, so we are good to go. Again, this is the old setup. That's why the background's like that. The new setup, we would have a white background. Do you say what store you were at, or is it source? No, these were all TJ Maxx and Marshalls. I picked these up when I was in Orlando on vacation, so these were discounted enough for me to pick up. I could have waited, but I don't know if I'm going to go to Orlando to grab some stuff. I doubt I'm going to drive over there. So I was already there. I was like, I'll just grab these while I'm here. G4 men's polo shirt. I mean, G4 men's polo. Like, why? How could you not pick this up when you're at TJ Maxx and Marshalls? This is a men's medium. There we go. Filled it out. Everything looks good. Men's medium. G4, I'm probably going to list for $44.99. That's a solid price point for G4. Men's. Everything else looks good. Everything else looks good. This always puts it as G form. There is no G4 in Mercari, so it just picks the closest one to it that's not available. And everything else looks good. Why is this parcel size like this? I think it's fine. There we go. That one's scheduled. And what do we do this Red Van Lee? We did this one for $39.99. This one shouldn't have any flaws, I don't think. Does it still have flaws? Oh yeah, this one had flaws too. It's at the bottom right there. Like it was like dragged on the ground, I think. And if I would have saw that, I wouldn't have grabbed this, but oh well, we make mistakes. Small mark on the back, see photos. We're just gonna take that, put that as like new, and then put that in our condition description. This is a men's extra large. Everything else looks good. This one, I'll do the same thing, $39.99. Shipping preferences in 11 ounces. Once you get good at Nifty and you just like know where everything is, you can like quickly price these out and just go through and finish your listing. And then, like I said, the benefit to Nifty is once you're ready to list, let me just make sure I did that right. Yep. Once you're ready to list, you just hit ready to list at the top, and this is automatically going to cross list to all 4 of these platforms. So other cross listers, you only put it on eBay. This one, you're putting it on all 4 once it's scheduled out. So, how much did you pick them up for? The Red Van, I think most of this was like right around 20 bucks. I don't remember off the top of my head, but most of it's 20 bucks. I have the receipt somewhere around here, but I think they were mostly 20. That's why I picked them up at the price, because I knew if I did go back and I waited, I knew it was probably going to be gone by the time I got back. The new light box you have, do you have to do anything different when listing white clothing item? No. So that's a good question. You can if you want to. This comes with a black, I don't know if you can see it over there. There's a blue backdrop right there, and then behind it there's a black backdrop. So if you wanted to list white clothing on this, you could always change the backdrop out and put the black backdrop in. It'll make the white clothing really pop. But to be honest, I just leave the white background on there. With the lights and the way they shine, they do cast a very small shadow behind the item, so the person will still see it's a white item. And I actually like how it looks white on the white on white look. But again, if you wanted to, you could change out the backdrop. It's just a little extra work that I don't want to have to do specifically for white items. Because just imagine you go thrifting and you have 2 white items, right? So you have to change the whole backdrop for those 2 white items, and then you got to take it back down and put up the white one. And then the next week you go out and you get another 2 or 3 white items. It's just kind of a pain in the neck. I just leave it like it is. So, in my TJ Maxx committee, they told me that the sale will start July 28th. I'm excited. Yeah, I think it's going to start next week. And the reason why I really think it'll start, I actually think it's going to start next week, but they won't start marking down items till a couple days later. And I think the reason for that is they always match it up with the tax-free holiday. I talked about this morning. And here in Florida, all of August is tax-free for clothing and school supplies and things like that. And they always like to match it with that because they get more business that way. They get people coming in there and they don't have to pay taxes on already discounted stuff. So they're able to clear out all the old stuff. So I think it's going to be next week. They might not start marking down, especially in our area, like really start marking down until right when it hits August 1st, and then that discount goes into play for the taxes. So yeah, again, there's a lot of misinformation online right now. There's a lot of people claiming that it started and it hasn't started. I knew it didn't start today. I knew it wouldn't start today. This doesn't make any sense. For Nifty's AI listings, do you use the allotted amount and then just revert to creating your own titles descriptions for the remainder of the month? I've never maxed out, so I don't really have an answer for that. If I did max out, then what I would probably do is go back to creating my listings in eBay. And then, because I already have templates set up on eBay, so I just start listing on eBay. And then as soon as I'm done listing on eBay, then I would download all of those into Nifty, and then I would cross list from there. But it's really hard to do 500. It's really hard to do 500 AI listings. It's really hard. That's 500 listings per month. That's more than 10 listings per day every single day of the month, basically, you're doing. So I've never hit max. I don't know if I should say this. Should I say this? I probably should say it. I've been talking with her a lot in the background, and I think it is highly beneficial for her to get rid of credits. Just get rid of them. Don't have credits anymore. There's no point of having listing credits. I think out of everybody who's watching this right now, 0 of you hit the max credits every single month. So why put that cloud over everybody's head? I'm going to hit my listing credits. I need to slow down listing. No, just let people list. I don't think anybody's going to hit 500 listings in a month. So I've been talking to her a lot about that, and I think that's something that she should implement, is just make it unlimited. All unlimited credits. Yeah, you don't have to worry about how many AI listings you're doing versus how many cross lists you do every single month and how many credits this takes and how many credits that take. It just doesn't make any sense. So I think that's something, after I've had a conversation with her, she's considering. I don't know if she's going to do it, but I think it's needed because, yeah, so many people have questions like you have, Secondhand Style, about hitting the max every month. And what do you do if you hit the max? What if we just got rid of the max? What if there was no max and everybody just had unlimited? Kind of like List Perfectly. I came from List Perfectly. They have unlimited cross listing, unlimited everything. So you pay one set price, you know what you get, and there's no like questions about credits and stuff like that. So hopefully she considers that. I think she is, because again, I had a conversation with her. I told her, just look at the numbers. If nobody's hitting the max, why not just give everybody unlimited? Nobody hits the max. There's no point to not give max to everybody, right? So, because yeah, if nobody's hitting it, then you're not really giving anybody any extra. You're just giving them what they already are using. So, yeah, if I ran a cross lister, that's exactly how I would do it. I would just give everybody unlimited and make it easy. Everybody doesn't have to think about numbers and stuff too. So there's a lot of other stuff I'm talking to her about that I think will be highly beneficial to the platform. But yeah, lots of good stuff is coming to Nifty. That's all I have to say. There's lots of good stuff coming in the near future. Hopefully I'll be able to test some of it and you guys will be able to see it on live and how it works and all that stuff. But all right, I think I'm gonna head off. I don't know if I'm gonna be live tomorrow morning shipping orders, even though I have quite a few to ship. Today's been a really good day in sales, but I'm probably going to go thrifting tomorrow. So we're probably going to wake up pretty early, drop Joey off, and hit a couple stores, which means you guys are going to get some thrifting content because I haven't put out content because I haven't been thrifting in the last week because of my birthday, coming back, getting the Whatnot show set up. So yeah, I'll have that set up. I'll do that tomorrow, probably put out some short form content. And yeah, also people getting close to max will probably balance out with the people who aren't listing as much. Exactly. 100% facts. But yeah, probably no live tomorrow morning. Maybe we'll see. If not, then I'll see you guys probably tomorrow night. I'm going to try to get on around 8 p.m. so that way I can go live and actually do some photos. Even if Joey's awake, I'll just have Kayla watch Joey for a little bit so I can do some photos with you guys. I don't have to get on at 11 p.m. like I've been getting on the last couple days. So I appreciate you guys hanging out, and I'll catch you later. Peace.